So I'm going to read from my new book, Revolutionary Alchemy, which, as Jack said, is basically a collected poems. Most of these poems, a lot of these poems, I've published in small chapbooks over the years. And as small chapbooks tend to do, they kind of fall into the black hole and they're gone. So over the last several years, a number of close friends of mine have started to pass away. And at one point it just hit me, actually what I did was I remembered the story of the poet of the writer of the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu. And the story of that, as probably you all know, is that he appeared at the Western Gate to China, which I guess is going on into Mongolia or someplace. He appeared at the Western Gate, and he gave this book, which was the Tao Te Ching, to the keeper of the Western Gate. He passed through the gate, and no one ever saw him again. So, since my friends were passing away, I thought I should kind of put something together. And I realized that over the years, my inspiration, my poetic inspiration, has had a certain unity to it, a certain body of work, and my basic inspiration, although I am inspired by other things, but the deepest inspiration has to do with social change and social justice and the movement for social justice. And my approach to it, poems can be many, many different things. But for me, the strongest level of poetry, or one of the strongest levels of poetry, is poetry as conjurations, as magic spells. Words change the world. Words can change the world. And poems as magic spells have a certain power in them, which can reverberate and have a transformational effect where they occur. So, in any case, I'll read from you. Over these years, this is written over a period of 40 years. I also realized that I really was kind of writing one book, and over a long period of time. But through it, I wrote in various different styles, as any poet really does. You explore different things, you go in different directions, you have different interests. So in later years, for me, language tended to kind of break up and fragment. But I'll start with some earlier poems, which are more, they're a little simpler to get into. And some of the later poems have kind of a level of complication because the language kind of starts breaking up. When I entered this house, they told me, there's opportunity here for all. You'll make it, kid, if you work hard and you keep something on the ball. But since then, I've wandered up and down the dim-lit stairs and met philosophers pushing brooms and nincompoops swiveling in university chairs. And since then, I've peeked in their secret rooms and glimpsed how they really run this thing. I just want to warn you, kid, in this house, the toughest crook is king. Mutiny. Don't take your chains so personally. Keep them in perspective. Human life will someday cease, even life itself. All energy slowing into no end. The universe like a giant eye closing shut. And even then, what dreams the universe might then dream. still now is, and it's here, and that is all you and I will ever see, no matter how many different realities we may have seen or may see. And now, here, you and I are chained, some to the oars and some in the hold of a slave galley. And petty master swaggers down the row and flicks his whip and mutters about how lucky we are to be free, to choose between the guard-stalled ship and the shark-prowled sea. As we patrol the oceans of the world in search of booty, plundering all we meet and murdering all who would resist. And each morning, the captain appears on the bridge in his pinstripe suit and salutes as the guard raises the colors. The bugler blows of stripes and stars, but we fly the Jolly Roger. And you and I, poor slaves in the scheme of all that exists, what can we do but salute when we're told, pull our oars, remember, be, and persist until the world somehow works through this pain to some better eventually? Yet deep down, we all know we'll never reach shore until we mutiny. Granite cliffs. Granite cliffs of cloud, trees like awesome creatures dancing joys at the sky outside my window, a bird, head and breast red like fuchsia berries, song ecstatic, dark like the moon. These energy patterns we call reality or consciousness. Yet bankers steal our minds and homes. Bosses drink our souls. They rig things so money's in charge. Hoard our food in supermarkets. Guard our clothes with burglar alarms. Make lies required reading in school. Our perfect mind, our bleeding mind. We may not reconcile, sisters and brothers, till our consciousness is pregnant with our longing and our strength. Then like grass bursting through cracks in concrete, this birth and fire,